Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Fitri bin Zazali, and today I will explain to you about what is Ar-Rahnu. Ar-Rahnu is an Islamic pawnbroking concept that operate according to Sharia law. Customer can only pawn gold or jewelry, unlike the conventional pawnbroker who allow electronic and other items like handphone or other electronic devices. The procedure of Ar-Rahnu is free of Sharia prohibited substance like riba and gara. There are three types of Islamic loan, which is Ar-Rahnu, Al-Wadiyah, and Al-Udraha. Ar-Rahnu means that there is no interest added to the loan, and Karbul Hasan means that only the amount borrowed is repaid. Ar-Rahnu is similar to the traditional pawnbroker in that customer must give a valuable product in exchange for their loan. That the loan will be less than the item actual value, where the customer valuable item will be sold at auction if they are unable to repay their debts.
There are several issues about Ar-Rahnu in Malaysia. One of it is about lack of legal framework and jurisdiction on the governance of Ar-Rahnu. The act and regulation in Ar-Rahnu sector are not strong enough to protect the Ar-Rahnu sector. Comparing to scheme Ar-Rahnu to a traditional pawnbroking, it can draw in more customer, and this is due to the fact that this plan offers usually free service and the lowest safekeeping fees to the client. So in Malaysia, traditional pawn shop establishment have no issue operating as a pawn shop. This due to the Pawn Shop Act of 1972, which protects traditional pawnbroking. So there is no legislation or act to safeguard the Ar-Rahnu transaction in the Ar-Rahnu plan. So the Ar-Rahnu plan is unrelated to the Pawn Shop Act of 1972. Some Ar-Rahnu institutions like SKM and MGIT take the initiative to offering executive Ar-Rahnu guideline to direct Ar-Rahnu activities in their institution. The demand for Ar-Rahnu institution is currently rising from customers of all income level as a potential location to obtain immediate funding and carrying investment in the goal. Based on the Pawnbroker Act of 1972, it was created to regulate and oversee pawn shop operation. The operation of traditional pawn shop and Ar-Rahnu are governed differently. The Ar-Rahnu system is bound by certain legal regulation. Based on that, depending on the type of institution, each Ar-Rahnu institution is governed by a particular set of rules. Based on that, the absence of common regulation among Ar-Rahnu institutions has impacted their operation and raised a number of the issues that are hotly debated among academic and the community regarding Ar-Rahnu current practices. The traditional pawn shop, Ar-Rahnu gained much more attention from society with the COVID-19 outbreak. A comprehensive regulatory and legal framework within this industry is required to protect the right all of the parties to guarantee stability and healthy competition among the sector players. Regulators and institutions must themselves practice a good corporate governance and have an acceptable legal framework.
The next issue is the determination of the ultra fee rate charge. Ar-Rahnu provider would clearly incur costs to secure pledged items in the current context of commercial transactions. As a result, Ar-Rahnu provider must charge specific fees at a specific rate. Conceptually, the service fees that Ar-Rahnu institution charge their clients are considered to be a type of hibah, which is a gift. These fees are intended to reimburse the expenses incurred by Ar-Rahnu providers in protecting the pledged items such as insurance and security. Ar-Rahnu in Malaysia has proven that the required custodian charge is relevant and reasonable because the minimum fees might help the service providers in resolving capital issues in order to provide their services to another customer, as well as the converse. For instance, the bank and pawn shop charge an ultra fee rate that is not clearly justified. This illustrates the inconsistent pricing practices of Ar-Rahnu service providers, which discourage customers from subscribing to its services. According to the Pawnbrokers Act of 1972, the interest rate for conventional pawnbroking is set at 2% per month. If the loan period is longer than 1 month, the rate is expected to increase. However, the safekeeping fee for Ar-Rahnu services is different depending on the type of Ar-Rahnu institution. In terms of market practice, the custodial fees is determined by subtracting a specific percentage from the marhum value instead of the from loan amount. If it is assessed against the borrowed sum, interest, which is riba, will be charged against the borrowed sum. Custody fees currently do not have a set rate. Instead, they can range from 10 cent to 85 cent per 100 ringgit of marhum, with a monthly maximum charge of 1% of the value of the marhum. Nevertheless, the fee for the Ar-Rahnu financing scheme seems to be much lower than the fee for conventional pawnbroking.
After cyber attacks, gold counterfeiting is the second biggest problem for service providers in Ar-Rahnu. Also, it was said that Islamic pawn shop had bought gold that turned out to be fake. Using gold coatings on lead gold, for example, has been used in many cases of fraud. Lead is a liquid that can be used to make something look like gold. It has been used to make gold more valuable for a long time, and this is still done today. Some gold equipment can't tell the difference between real gold and solid gold structures that have taken in it. Many Ar-Rahnu only get a few types of gold so that they'll get gold that has been tainted with it. UiTM claimed 12 million losses in a gold pawn program involving 1,000 Ar-Rahnu consumers due to inefficiency. The Malaysian Insider reported today that UiTM failed to sell or auction 300 kg of unclaimed jewelry worth 80 million ringgit. The claim highlighted a punishment expense related to sensitive government document. According to the document, UiTM ordered its subsidiary to buy jewelry pawned between 2012 and 2014 at dozens of Ar-Rahnu outlets managed by UiTM.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Haresh. I will explain the second challenge, which is the high margin of financing by commercial pawnbroker. Firstly, the wider margin of funding provided by commercial system poses one difficulty to Islamic pawnbroking, which is conventional pawnbroker, and another third party known as Ar-Rahnu typically provide the consumer with the greater margin rates or called as mahul. Customers seek them out because they provide a greater loan amount which can range from 85% to 90% of the value of the delivery centered. Therefore, getting customer will be difficult for Islamic pawnbroker, and also for Islamic pawnbroker who are having a lesser margin of financing that make around 65% to 80% from the value of mahul. Next, the lack of information and awareness of Islamic pawnbroking and Ar-Rahnu activities among the public present difficulty for the sector, particularly in its attempt to increase its market share relative to another type of finance. Pawn shop is our nation employ both conventional and Islamic form of pawning. However, some individuals continue to utilize conventional pawning, mostly Muslim. And the last one is high competition among Ar-Rahnu provider. We can say that Ar-Rahnu competes seriously for consumer not just with conventional pawnbroker but also with another organisation in the same sector. One of their defects is over which company offer unlimited cash and so put Islamic pawnbroker in competition with them because each client has a different motivation for obtaining as much loan funding as possible. If Islamic pawnbroker adheres strictly to norm and regulation, there is a high likelihood that consumer will become third party. However, they can beat the competition if they can differentiate themselves from the competition and highlights the benefit of their product to the customer. That's all from me. Thank you.
To sum up about this Ar-Rahnu, one important effort to make sure the Ar-Rahnu organization is manageable and relevant in the financial market is the Convention on the Law and Current Concern pertaining to Ar-Rahnu. Ar-Rahnu establishment seems to value adhering to Sharia compliance in their business practice as one of the Islamic finance-related organization. If we need short-term loans and own a gold jewelry, Ar-Rahnu may be more affordable option for their to take the personal loan. So for future specialists, it is advised that more factors may be included and that a model be created to accurately predict the customer anticipation to use Ar-Rahnu in the future. That's all from our group. Thank you.